stimulating stuff, Gary. I'd like to turn first of all to Jakob on the end. I mean, what sort of future are you seeing? What sort of future do you think about when you're looking into what your company's doing? What's your view?
Well, I think that Gary had a very picturesque way of describing it. And I think that actually what he didn't mention, but what he sort of pointed out was that as a content producer, you are actually left with a lot of opportunities these days. That we right now foresee a future where we might skip over the aggregator that we once had, which is our commission now, either the aggregator of the digital content which is being distributed or the traditional broadcaster. Sorry, I'm just hearing something in German, and I had German like 7 years ago in school.
It might be an idea.
So I'm just trying to check out if he's doing the job correctly, but he is. Good job. Okay. Nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is that we as a content producer will has the opportunity now, if we do it right, to become a business-to-consumer business. For us, as not only a television producer, but also a film producer who had 100 years history in the Nordic region, we actually left with the possibility to, right now, if we believe in it and has then the investment to fund it, to go directly to our consumers and to facilitate a potential of them to buy it directly through us. So I think that's something which is very prosperous these days and a huge possibility that we're looking into.
What about other people who've been thinking, as we all have, about this future that Gary has given us in Gary's terms? I mean, what sort of response do we have individually to what we've heard?
Yeah, from my perspective as a MTV Networks and responsible there for a kid brand, Nickelodeon, and the Comedy Central brand, but also for our music brands, MTV and Viva in Germany, is at the end what we see, we have an ever high of music television ratings in Germany. So, and everyone told us 5 years ago, music television, or 10 years ago, music television is dead. So I think at the end it comes to, and when we talk about is TV dead or is the system as we know it dead, yes, we have a fragmentation on digital platforms, but at the end it's, and it's not the big line I think, but at the end you need content. If I look on the kid side, we have SpongeBob, you can drive it on all the platforms, and if you do it on video on demand, on a small screen, on mobile, we are in the top 3 on the mobile channels with our kids brand. So this is the same for comedy. If you talk about South Park or something else, you can run them on all the platforms. And I think the key is at the end, or if you talk about Millionaire, at the end, I think you can run it, if it's a good show, if it's good content, you can run it all over the platform. You are more focused to, as a program director, or to plan all these platforms from the early beginning. And I think that's one of the key points, that you are not focused to run it on TV. So you have to think from the early stage to run all platforms. And yeah, I think there's not so much changing at the end. We are talking about diversing and yeah, split up platform. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Stefan?
I think Gary, as always, is very right when he says that we indeed live in very exciting times, because I think we are, as producers, at crossroads as to how we see our business grow and develop. Are we indeed, as the system in Germany kind of has worked in the past kind of decades, are we producers for hire, or are we indeed contributors to a big creative industry in this country? And I think, I mean, we've started to talk about rights, retaining rights, terms of trade, new terms of trade, but the interesting question, I think, is how do we manage to build and grow